Hello everyone, I'm Shadow the Hedgehog, and today we're playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Now, I've already played the Stanley Parable once before, but that was the original version, and this one came out not too long ago, so I figured I'd give it a try.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is the intro any different, or can I just skip past this?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
427. Yeah.
Employee number 427.
I think this is all the same, so let's just get into this properly.
5 minutes later.
So it turns out I had to do a few endings in order to actually get to the new content. So hopefully, now that I've done that, I should be able to go to the new content. Yeah, the store's open over here. Here we go. New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
It means that there's new things to do. And new content to explore. It's pretty simple. Looks like we're on a bit of an on-rails section. Fun.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable.
That's not the narrator.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yes, I'm aware.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the
that's
game
what
for
I'm
consoles and home computers.
That's what I'm playing.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Yeah, okay.
Please
Took a bit of a while to get to the new content at least, but we're here.
In the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
They're setting me up for a gag, aren't they? Just something stupid. I can already feel it.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
There we are.
Finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Alright. On to the new content, then. Finally.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
I mean, you're the one with the content, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
36 jumps.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Wow. I can jump in the Stanley Parable. 34 jumps. I don't know if that's like I'll get it down to 30 just for the sake of having that there.
Is that it?
I hope
Surely
not.
That's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness.
I would assume.
Elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping.
Not very great.
Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley
That'd be
Parable
a very
Ultra
boring
Deluxe,
game.
now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good.
Yeah, I would hope so at least.
I knew there had to be something else.
Got a little
Let's
catwalk
see it.
over here.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You
Really?
see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore."
I
What
did
quality
see that,
assurance
actually.
department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
Both the
built up
Twitter and
too
the
much
game.
anticipation
Do
around
it.
the new
I
content,
dare
I'm
you.
afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills,
Okay.
no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Sure. That's immediately not correct. Look, it's the office. But you'd normally see one walking out of that door, but not in this instance, I guess.
Psst. Stanley,
Oh, what if I go up here?
come over here. In the vent. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
What if I go back? Nope. Okay. No more dork comments, I guess. Just good old Stanley Parable. What is this? It's a wrench and a mug that says coffee nut. Okay. And what do we have next? More ventilation
you remember
shafts.
how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it
Yeah.
got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
It feels like a Dungeons and Dragons type thing. Just if I can go into boxes or whatever.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
You mean the only place it was released until this?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then,
Here's the original
video
ending, I
games
guess.
had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
Graphs.
Oh, the waste.
Time. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts just... they... put Stanley Parable over it. Fun. Loving memory. A Stanley Parable demonstration. That was the demo version of the game, wasn't it? Oh, there's a physical release of the music. And a single $1. Isn't that like a SpongeBob reference? The framed $1? Pretty sure that's a thing. Unachievable. It's possible to get this achievement. Go outside and play for 5 years. Alright, this game has an achievement called Super Don't Go Outside, which basically just don't play the game for 10 years.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Oh, you don't
The
say.
Stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
You don't say. The original remake.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was
Yes,
perfect.
9 out of 10.
It didn't need anything else. It didn't need
Thanks,
new
Carolyn
content.
Petite.
It just needed to be left alone.
That looks like a
Spend the rest
meme
of
right there.
time collecting dust
Like
in
just
the
a
hallowed
meme
hall
face.
of beloved video game memories.
Alright then. How do I get in there? Can't get over the boxes. Can I climb on something? No? About this? Yeah, no, they wouldn't be able to reach anyways. My store's still open, so...
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this?
Cold
What's
drinks.
here?
Give me the drink. I want it. Yeah, whatever.
Oh no.
I wasn't even gonna drink
God,
it, but,
no.
you know.
Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the
Oh.
online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't
This
even
should be
imagine
fun.
what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Sure. And that one's recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Alright then. So I got some negative reviews. Is that gonna be, you know, everything to you? You know, like just some people telling you, you know, things you don't like, and you're gonna make that your entire identity?
Let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You
I
can
mean, a
tell me
tiny
if I'm
bit,
preachy.
I guess.
Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how
That's
much
a way to
fluff
describe
cut
it, I
from the
guess.
game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't.
I'm climbing onto things I shouldn't.
What an awful memory to have to
That doesn't
hold
really
on
give me
to.
any
These
insight to
black
anything.
marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people
Yeah, he's
down.
just letting
Perhaps
all
the
these
Stanley
negative reviews get
Parable
to his head.
isn't quite as sterling
Even though
as
it's
I always
Steam, where
remembered.
some people just, you know, don't know how games work.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was
Yeah,
a
that's
skip
kind of
button.
true.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we
Sure.
can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive
see why not.
reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Oh.
That's my motto today, and it's
That
always
is
been my
a
motto.
large
I'd do
structure.
anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Also, this whole beach felt like something out of... Oh. Oh, wow. That just went entirely dark. Okay. I don't think that was supposed to happen. And I'm in a small black box. I think I found a glitch. And I was gonna say the beach looked like something out of, you know, Half-Life, but now it's just a black void. Fun. Can I just go back out?
And here it is. Go
oh,
ahead
now
and give it a
closed.
shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you...
Yeah.
Oh, you're back, you see? You were only frozen in time for a few minutes,
There's
but
a
it was
clock.
plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more...
This feels like a good time for the skip button. I'm
Or
just gonna...
maybe a manifesto.
Let's see.
Look, I'll outline it. Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But
Yeah,
that's the
I did.
power of the button. The minute I start to go off on
Oh,
a thought
seems the
display
minute hand
of
moved about,
self-absorption, it's right at your
maybe
fingertips
20
to go
minutes.
poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
He's gonna start
I guess
rambling again,
I
isn't
should
he?
become better. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should
No.
say that the amount
It's
of
been a
time the
little
button
under
has
an
been
hour.
skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not
Seems like it.
unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
What if I
think the skip
did?
button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
Wait, where's
Where
the
did
door?
Go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into
Right.
the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole?
I'm giving you 15 more
Sufficiently
seconds.
large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through?
Yeah, no, I'm doing this.
Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been
Fun.
frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And
What if I did it
there's
again?
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness.
Everything
I
seems
have
a bit
someone
worse.
to talk to again.
Plant's almost
Stanley,
dying.
I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right?
And that's what I've dealt
talking
with in the
and you
past.
saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking?
Yeah, and I'm about done. So we'll skip again.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to
How long
think
has it
about
been?
you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had
Oh, the clock
so
stopped.
much time. I stopped
And the
keeping
plant's
track
completely
after
withered.
a year. Have you ever sat down in one
Oh,
place and not
it's been
moved
over a
for
year.
one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with,
No. Is he still here? At all? Anything still here? It seems like the only thing's working is that. The air conditioning, even that's a bit, yeah. I think that thing's out of battery. Yeah, whatever. Nope, now it's out of battery. Let me skip ahead, I don't like this. Let me out.
but they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make
He's still
all
talking
of
about the
their
reviews?
pitiful demands. But then,
Ugh.
he's talking too much. They
Skip ahead until he's not talking about it anymore. Oh, the clock fell. Didn't realize. Heard dripping. Yeah. Dripping water. Sure that won't become a problem later.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh, now the dripping's getting more prominent.
Is never the end, is never the end.
And he's gone completely insane. Lovely. Onward we go. And that thing is really pouring now. Leaky pipes. Fun. Let's skip ahead again and see what we get this time. Oh. Seems we've, got a hole. At least the button's still here, and the plant seems to have been crushed. Well, it's fine. Skip ahead again. Oh, now we have some sunlight. Lovely. This has grown, looks like mold or moss or something. Everything seems a bit, more broken down, I guess. I think the button took longer to unpress that time around. Oh, that was vegetation. Lovely. Stuff actually grew some here, or down here somehow. I'm not exactly sure how. Actually, maybe it was the... Maybe it was the plant. The potted plant, the soil from it. I don't know. Oh, and now it's all gone. The only thing here is just nothing. The button and me. The only light coming from just the button alone. And sounds like something's out there. I'd rather not see what it is. Oh. And now we're here. Wherever this might be. Oh, finally managed to get out. Lovely. Now where do I go? I guess I just walk, pick a direction and go. Alright. Let's walk then. Just having a nice little jog as the button and whatever that thing is goes and fades into the distance. As we walk. Yeah, I'll walk towards the direction of the sun, because why not? Might as well go east-ish. Actually, I don't know if it's rising or setting. It's possible to tell. Oh. Oh, there we go. It reset. I guess we're back here now.
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
That's something.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
All of these have that on them. And the narrator seems normal again. Fun. We'll just, turn those off. And this seems darker. Oh. New content. You don't say.
Good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Can't go that way. Alright. What is it you want to show me? Something better? New? Newer? Anything at all? Honestly. It takes something at this point. Seems we're a bit lacking at the moment.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
Oh, have you?
The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any
I mean, a landmark is a bit,
I don't know, so
bit of a overstatement, I guess.
I say we take it one step even further. Which is
Everything's
why
dark.
I'm very proud to announce
Fun.
for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh. So we're out of the Ultra Deluxe, and now we're on to Stanley Parable 2.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely
Testing two
new
printers at the same
experience,
time.
built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is
Taste
what
the
fans
sequel,
have
new
truly
and
been
tasty.
asking for.
Data drink, pyramid. I can't even read some of these. Sip. Whiz fizz. Got the graphics turned up to their high setting, but those don't really, you know,
just so much
get
catchier
upscaled,
than
I guess.
Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
I don't know.
The Stanley Parable 2. Now that's an artistic statement.
Is this a...
right there? It's
Oh, yep.
future-oriented.
Thanks
It
for attending my
screams
meeting.
progress and innovation and
Lovely.
long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be.
Ears,
But let's
her
take a
eyes,
look at
ears,
some of the
nostrils,
features I've been developing
arms,
for it.
legs.
I figure that
Who
if I
took the
can
red
loosely
marker? Me.
organize a handful of interesting
But I didn't do
concepts,
that.
surely the game will
Wasn't
sort
me.
of naturally spring up around them.
So it
It'll
does show
all
floor.
work itself out. Game development is
New
much
features.
more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh, you don't say. Pretty sure it's actually scientific in some degrees. And logical.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. I don't know if it actually have my name in here,
For the
but
Stanley Parable
you
2,
can see.
I asked myself, what do
Right to the
players
perfect
really
button.
want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually
I want the bigger button.
recognized and validated.
That's
as
the button I
well.
want.
So with
Smaller
that in
button.
mind, my
Don't care.
first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
It's something. Let's see. What does it say?
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of
Oh.
course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
I'd really
Just
rather
play
not.
it. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a
fine.
deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
About
If
as
so,
Jim as I'm gonna
then please
get.
step forward and press the button. Jim. Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again. Jim. It hits even harder.
I think I'm about
the
done with this
second time.
button.
If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's
Yeah, we're
take a
leaving this
break
one.
from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley
this?
Parable 2. That would... An epilogue would
Epilogue.
be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. Let's see. So we have some signs. Is it free achievement? This is gonna be a scam, isn't it? Like some kind of pop-out ad. Get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
Okay.
we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
So it just basically was a scam. So I was right. Fun. Let's see about that infinite hole thing I
What
saw.
else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Yeah, the infinite hole. I doubt it's actually going to be infinite, but might as well have a look. And I mean, knowing someone named Infinite, that just makes it a little bit weird. But
Stanley,
whatever.
here's an idea that I'm truly fond of.
It's not
never
his
been done
hole,
before in
it's just
video
a
game.
hole
This is,
that
in
happens
fact,
to be
a hole
infinite, unlike him.
that you
He's
can
just kind of
fall down forever.
very finite.
That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Oh, it puts a roof down to enhance the experience. But I'm going down the hole.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
But what if I don't want to? What if I want to just keep
Now,
falling
I
and
don't
see
mean to
how,
be a bummer,
you know,
but I do
far this
recommend
goes?
you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Oh, really? Why's that?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay,
Well, I reached the bottom.
Good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a
Meeting
liar
at
and a
2
cheat,
p.m.
and you're so clever.
Sincerely,
Look,
Manager.
I think the issue here is just that you're unusually
New mug.
fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually
That's
need.
the lyrics
Don't
to
you
just
put
the two
this
of us.
on me. Maybe
But
you're
just
the
the
problem.
twos are actual twos and they're red.
Look, the
Every
thing's got a
pause
little
button is a
rigid
Roman
there.
numeral
I think we
2.
both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button.
I don't think that's how that
to the top
works.
of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
G to return to the
Great.
surface.
Now,
There we go.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
But what if I went back?
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is
I don't
that
think I'm
you
the
like
problem.
holes too much.
Pretty sure I'm the opposite of the problem.
A person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see
Nope.
it all.
Do we
but
reach the
not
bottom
you.
sooner
Oh,
this
no,
time?
No. You have a weird sort of...
We did.
Oh. Did the
Because
hole
last time
seem
the
even shorter
white
to you
circle
this
was just a
time?
pixel.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Okay.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
But the allure of the hole.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I
Yeah,
suspect
sounds about
that I'm
right.
starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep.
Yeah, now it's more like
even
a
by the
slightly
lax
deep
overall
hole.
standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley,
I don't know.
have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Sure.
Well, there it is.
Oh.
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point.
Like a small crevice.
It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
But what if...
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
I'm pressing it. It doesn't work.
Is the, teleport button not working?
Yeah.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
I'm trying it.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
What do you mean
You
you're
couldn't
out?
bear to be away from the hole, and now
Get
you'll
me out of
have
the
more
hole.
time with
I
it
can't
than
jump.
You could ever have asked for.
This isn't the jump
For
circle.
everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
I'm
Take
pressing
care,
the jump
Stanley.
button, but there's
I hope
nothing.
you and the
I have no
hole
jump.
Have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Pressing the teleport button does nothing. I'm just in this hole now. This slight crevice, this dip. What's that sound? What was that noise? What's happening right now? Am I just stuck here now? Is that the whole thing? Wait, is the hole's going down? Is it going back to where it was before? I'm going to make it an infinite hole. No longer will this hole be finite. It won't be bound by the laws of nature. Or the rules set out by whatever the narrator's name is. I don't know who. Just the narrator. Point is, I'm going down. Down I go, into this bottomless depth. I have to change your perspective. Oh, literally change my perspective. This is too close of an angle. And that's too far of an angle. I can't go back to first-person view. You know what? This is fine. And I can't move either. Fun. You still click. Change your perception. That changes the music. I mean, this is fine enough, but let's see what else we got. Sounds like a jack-in-the-box that's broken. Change your reality. Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, then let's change our perspective to the first one. Yeah, that. Oh, puppies. Fun. In space. Change yourself. Oh. Hold on. Now I'm upside down. Now I'm whatever that is. And a claymation man. And some sort of weird art thing. I feel like I've seen a YouTuber with that exact same style. And now I'm a Tumblr artist. Or Twitter artist now, I guess. And now I'm a depressed Twitter artist. And now I'm a comic strip from the 1960s. And now I'm normal again.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
Oh.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there,
Did
drifting
I?
away into dreamland. But we can't have
Is that what just happened?
because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the
No, I want to go back to the thing that I was doing.
Of things,
It was
you
more
and I
fun.
will have many, many years here in this hole.
I don't want to be in the
look forward
hole.
to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Really? So now I'm just in this hole and I can't even do the cool thing I was doing before. Like the music starting again. Oh. Well, I guess I'm not going to be able to do that then. Cool.
Here we
Fun.
Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Let's see. Jump circle, we've already seen that. The button, yeah. Collectibles. Let's go to the collectibles thing, why not? Might as well. Can you find them? Can you... yeah, okay, just repeating.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines.
This looks weird.
And what's truly innovative is that there will be no
Is that a bunch of people
reward for
grabbing
collecting
at
all
something?
of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Okay. Oh, we got one. Right. That was worth it. Totally. Yeah, okay. Guess we did that.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Something new up there, I think. Not sure what it is. Just says that's new. What are you? Oh, is this the epilogue thing? Yeah, it is. Don't care. Going down to the reassurance bucket? Okay. Let's do that then. A bucket for reassurance. New feature. So the bucket is a whole feature in and of itself, huh?
A common
Just a
complaint
bucket.
of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley,
You don't say.
every time you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
Cool.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many
Fun.
disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even
Fun.
come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Okay. That was a very weird
Can
laugh.
you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can
got a
I say
couple
that
of
I do believe the bucket
pictures
gives
on
you
it,
an
I think.
air of charisma as well. I
couple
think
of
that just
stickers
holding
or
it
something.
has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Property of Stanley.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Fun. So I guess I have a bucket now.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
I don't
There
know.
really should be an award if it isn't already.
What's this?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I think... Okay, well,
You know,
someday.
Sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize
That
that you knew which one you
these changed.
actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
That seems stupid. Whatever. Just move right along.
Or
Once we find the exit.
maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Let me see. Where's the exit to this place? I actually think it's down that way. I've had about enough of this demonstration of the Stanley Parable 2. Done about enough for the moment. Just get out of here and hopefully do more actual content, maybe. Something like that. Something new, or fresh, or
All right,
changed
have you
anyway.
seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yes. I have a bucket now, and I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing or not. Not sure.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly
It's like a
clear
meeting
yet
room.
how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Not so sure it will, but whatever.
Okay. Are you
You do
ready?
you, I guess.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
There's a collectible, the gym button,
The
bucket and the balloons, and there's a jump circle,
It's sort of
the achievement in the
okay,
hole.
Never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Okay.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
This looks worse.
Who am I kidding, Stanley?
What's
This
in the
isn't
bucket
a
over there?
coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much
Can't
enjoy
tell.
creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
There's several buckets.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and
You
the
don't say.
gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
So
With
basically what you've
respect,
already done.
with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
I guess we're going back to the title screen then. The Stanley Parable 2. Huh. Well, this is certainly different than I expected. So I guess begin the game again. Sure.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is this all the same?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
They have the balloons.
Employee number 427's job was simple.
I think that's all
He
that
sat at his
changed about
desk in
this.
Room 427, and
But I don't care, let's get into actual things to do.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh. Hello, Bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I did indeed. There's things around now. A lot of balloons everywhere. What if... I don't know if this bucket's actually going to do anything.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I guess we'll go with the regular route or something. I don't know at this point.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet.
Coming to a staircase,
Oh,
Stanley and the
there's
bucket
dialogue.
walked upstairs to
Or
the
whatever.
boss's office.
Oh.
You found one of them. One of the
Miniature Stanley
figurines.
figurine.
Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You
Has to
can't
be
buy
something
that sort
right.
of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Sure. Whatever you say. Thing on the monitor. Oh, input. And yeah, I can't go in these. Fair enough.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
That was quicker at
Was it
least.
The bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Oh,
Yes, this is certainly
New
the
dialogue.
most logical explanation.
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
that was quick.
This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley
No.
figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes.
I don't know if I like that.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
I don't care for it. Whatever. Let's just go down. Over this way. Back towards the regular ending. I'll see if there's anything that's actually properly changed.
The elevator raced
Or if it's just
down,
dialogue.
plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Okay. Let's test that theory then,
Stanley
shall
and the
we?
bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with
Now, since we're
television
here,
screens.
what if we were to do
horrible
the
secret did this place
bottom
hold?
pit ending?
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Yeah, can't go past that, I guess. Whatever.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly
I mean,
burst into tears.
how does a bucket
Stanley
burst into
held it
tears?
gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Weird, but whatever. Let's just keep going along then.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
I don't know, and I never want to, I don't think.
Stanley's feeble mind.
I'm pretty sure
No!
asking those kinds of questions is just
Couldn't accept it.
how you lose
His
brain
own
cells.
life in someone else's control, never.
Seems that way to me, at least.
Squeeze the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Interesting. I mean,
But here
I
was
wouldn't
the
trust
truth.
this bucket because it's
The
just a
heart of
bucket,
the
but
operation.
whatever.
Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking,
Okay.
eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Just keeping the bucket and
Two
everything.
best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
I don't know if
They
I'd call this thing a...
high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket
Oh.
made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Alright then. I don't think I'd ever have a bucket as a friend, but whatever. This is Stanley, I guess, so he's a bit different.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and
Everything's
the bucket
normal
had
so
defeated
far,
their greatest and darkest
except for just
enemy,
having a bucket with
freed
me.
themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket
Life of
wanted
a
to learn
bucket
to
and a
roller skate.
person named
Stanley
Stanley.
wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them
Why-
wanted to begin
why
watching a
sneeze in
movie,
every country
any
on Earth?
movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they
Such a
lived
weird,
together,
specific
with one another
thing.
to lean on, to trust, to support.
Oh,
What?
why
Wait,
did it
what was
stop?
happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
You're the narrator,
Silence
so...
filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped.
Sure.
Very soon now, he was about to find out.
I guess I'm just spending time with the bucket now. Okay. That was a new ending, I guess. That was something.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Oh, putting input. There we go. But, you know, actually, I think I might stop the video here for today because I've been playing for a while and we've done a number of things, a couple of endings at least, or something close to endings, and yeah, that whole ending took up a good bit of time, but if you want to see more, then let me know down in the comments, and I'll probably do it anyways, because I just want to see what else this thing has to offer.
He couldn't find a trace of his
Yeah, shut up.
co-workers.
But thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos from me, and comment as well what your favorite part of the video was. No, meeting today. The Green Finders Committee in the meeting room. Yeah. But anyhow, before we get any further, yeah, we'll see you all next time. Bye.